So things have stabilized a bit, which is pretty nice, I have to say. But that is here in my apartment, things have stabilized a bit. Yeah, I've only been outside once to do the shopping yesterday. Not an enjoyable exercise, but you can't really judge from that because yeah, looked like shit. Uh, and yeah, been dealing with a lot of stuff, obviously. So I'm not judging myself on that. So at the moment, I'm feeling, I'm not going to say optimistic, but I'm feeling realistically positive that I'm on a good way. So really, I haven't done anything new apart from just fine tuning what I've implemented. The Wunderlist app ended up annoying me more than it was helping me. So I just simply found another app which suited me better. The journaling, um, I quick, I have quickly found, although good, like I think it can be of great benefit. But again, you have to be really careful with the wording. So this is basically my updated version. So every morning, I'll be asking, what is our priority today? Like, what is our main focus for this day? And then asking, who are we doing it for? The other one I just found was a little bit too broad for my personal mind to play around with. And then the next question I put is, our starting level of game is. Because in asking yourself, or who you're bringing your like A game for, uh, well, there was no A game yesterday. There wasn't the option of A game. So I instantly, as soon as I did the journeying, was like, I'm failing. So, and the scale I've given is A is for achieving. So I'm in a achievement mindset. So it's not so much that it's like a game, yeah. It's like, no, I'm in an achieving mindset. I can expect to achieve stuff today, you know. B is for building. Okay, I'm not at my achievement level, but I'm definitely at a level that I can build from and I can expect myself to get better through the day. C is for can do, as in, okay, I don't think it's going to get any better than my current level, but I can do this. I can still make today work with this level. D is for difficult. Like, recognize that if you're in a difficult state, the day is going to be difficult. Don't go expecting to, excel if you're really struggling, but you should still try. Just recognize that it's going to be difficult. And then F is for failing. That is when you recognize that you really are in a position of, I probably shouldn't be pushing the boundaries of my mental capacities today, and then you have to assess on, okay, is it smart for me to go to work in this state and to go into public and to be like this and blah, blah, blah without medication or without proper support, or, is it smarter for me to take the day and be honest with my employer or with my partner or with whoever and say, look, I just need some space. I need personal time to just get myself back in order so that I'm fully functioning the next week. Then the next question I put is to recognize what we learned yesterday. One of the questions in the afternoon is, what did we learn today? Well, when I asked that question the next day to myself, I could not remember what I'd learnt the day before. I think that's important to do, and you can get a instant sense of achievement first thing in the morning, by recognizing that yesterday what you learned. So I think it's cool. And then the next question I changed to, can we feel love? So instead of asking, who do we love? just recognize that you can feel love. Um, what happened for me basically is when I asked myself, who do I love? I realized that I love a lot of people, but a lot of those people I have lost contact with. And a lot of those people have hurt me, and a lot of those people I have, I'm sure, also hurt. Um, so that's a lot of emotion to deal with in the morning if you're not a mentally stable person. Um, so, just recognize that you are open to the feeling of love. Um, and then I changed the affirmation statement a little bit, that we are one, we are loved, and I respect you. Before I had we are one and I appreciate you. The reason why I changed that is because having respect for yourself means that you can generate respect onto someone else, and maybe you don't appreciate that person, but you can still respect that person. And then in the afternoon, I changed that a little bit as well. So I kept the one thing we learned today was, and then the one thing we did well today was, and then one thing we can do better is. So instead of asking what we can do in the whole day better, just asking for one thing. You want to make this as simple as possible for yourself, and if you can narrow the questioning down a bit more, it gives your mind less stuff to play with, less humming and ahhing and blah blah blah. And then I also changed just a little bit. One thing we did for our future was, because in the other one I had one thing we did for our future selves. And this isn't just about you. A lot of this is about the whole, is about the other people. I mean, yeah, you have to recognize that the reason why a lot of us need to be medicated is the effect we have on other people. So you have to kind of always consciously keep that in mind of how you are affecting other people. And then I have the 5 things that I appreciate from the day. The 5 things I recognize the appreciation, no matter how small it turns out, the few of them are, it doesn't matter. The fact that you recognize that you appreciate that, the fact that, I appreciate the fact that even though I've eaten like 2 kilos of chocolate, my pants are still fitting, which is pretty nice. And then putting in the when I wake, I want to feel, whatever you want to put in there. I put in last night, I think I put in proud. When I wake up, I want to feel proud. I don't know if it works, but it's a nice exercise. And then lastly, thank you for trying, which I think is very important. That is your main achievement. That is your main goal, that you are actually trying, which, quite frankly, is a lot more than a lot of people are doing. Then we get to the frustrations. So I focused basically on my home frustrations, my perceived frustrations, and my personal. Trying to change the frustration that I have with needing to keep the place clean, that the fact that both doing the cleaning frustrates me and when it's not doing the cleaning frustrates me. It's just breaking it up again and trying to do again a little bit each day instead of like every second or third day. So we can only see how that goes. The routines, I'm just telling myself, look, you'll get used to it. It's like starting a new job. You're better off just trying to do everything the correct way, and then over time building up your speed, than taking shortcuts and saving time in the first place. Yeah, it took me many years to learn that, but that's chefing, huh? They want you to know all the shortcuts straight away, because everything's under time by time. 10 seconds is too long. Facebook yes, I try to reduce my Facebook, but half the people I know live 16,000 k's away, so not so easy. It's a tool. It's like anything. If you learn how to use it, it can be of benefit. I actually know from personal experience that deleting Facebook, although it can relieve your instant symptoms of like this thing that's annoying me, can be beneficial. The fact that when I did delete my Facebook, I lost contact with a lot of people. And I lost contact with a lot of people when I was in an unstable state. So as far as they're concerned, I'm always unstable. And even though I've sent friend requests to a lot of them, I don't get replies. So, it could have been better just to keep it on pause and come back to it. But look, this is just the way it goes. Trying to avoid news is kind of impossible, but I'm not listening to the podcast at least. And as far as my perceived perceptions of things are getting controlled by external forces and being paranoia and seeing the patterns in things, I'm just really trying to be aware, trying to keep my awareness of how my mind does that, and to just kind of step back and say, well, isn't that interesting? To let it be there. The personal stuff, I'm not going to go through, because you get the idea. You don't attack everything at the one time. You recognize everything is there, and then you start with some stuff, and then start fine-tuning it. If you recognize everything is there and try to fine-tune it, it's gonna fucking rip your mind apart. So do with that information as you will. Even though you're depressed and struggling and miserable, that's just normal, right? It's perfectly normal. That's just the way it is. Good, bad, whatever. That's just the way it is. So yeah, we'll assess at the end of tomorrow our mental state and how we're prepared to go into work and society. Day 4 and 5. Over.